Hello and welcome to An Image is Worth 1,000 Words. My name is Rob, and don't forget to check out the rest of my blog posts on my website at robhextall.com. It's a bit sunny here, but I just thought I'd come up to the top of this car park to show you this, which is a pretty big tyre factory that exports its tyres of all sizes all over the world. And if there were tariffs, like there's a bit of a trade war going on at the moment, they'd be really badly affected. Well, I'm back in the car now because actually it's really hot outside. And when I said tariffs before, what I meant to say was more tariffs, extra tariffs, because right now we're in the middle of an international trade war provoked by Donald Trump hiking up tariffs for any imports into the United States. Let's see how that works out. So let's talk about this week's photo. It shows an abandoned factory in my hometown of Wolverhampton. It was part of the Sunbeam Land industrial complex that for over 100 years produced automobiles and motorcycles, including a racing car that broke the world land speed record. After a long decline, the surviving manufacturing processes there ended in the late 1990s, and the buildings were abandoned for 20 years until they were recently renovated and converted into luxury flats, because industry was never going to return there. Why this picture? Well, Donald Trump, the President of the United States, is currently attempting to re-industrialize the US economy, and he wants to encourage American companies to reshore their production. His methods, including imposing high tariffs on imports from other countries, haven't convinced many people though. Let's find out more. So here is this week's question. What is reshoring? And why is it so difficult? Before you start, check that you understand this vocabulary. Pause the video to make sure that you understand everything.
During his successful presidential campaign, Donald Trump promised repeatedly that he would impose harsh tariffs on the United States' traditional trading partners in an effort to reindustrialize the economy and reverse the tendency of American manufacturers to offshore their production to countries such as Mexico, Vietnam, and China. When imposing these new tariffs in April, he promised that jobs and factories will come roaring back. The immediate effect, however, won't be job creation, but that consumers will face price hikes on a wide range of imported products such as clothing, groceries, and electronics. Promising long-term economic revival through reshoring and a return to an economic policy based on protectionism and high tariffs, something largely abandoned by Western nations over 100 years ago, has been widely criticized by analysts as delusional and a fictional tale. While reshoring has several potential advantages, including reducing supply chain vulnerabilities and gaining political goodwill, aspects that Trump's team has repeatedly highlighted by emphasizing the importance of national security. It presents significant challenges, including high costs, the time required to rebuild infrastructure, and the need to train a sufficiently skilled workforce. Here's a more detailed breakdown of the difficulties. Manufacturing costs. One of the most substantial hurdles for companies looking to reshore is the high cost of manufacturing in the United States. Labor costs are significantly higher than in countries such as China and Vietnam. For example, while the average wage for a manufacturing worker in China is around $13,000 a year, a similar worker in the US can earn over $50,000 annually. The availability of skilled labor. Another challenge is the availability of a skilled workforce. While the US has a large pool of talent in sectors such as technology and finance, manufacturing skills have significantly declined in recent decades as companies have outsourced production abroad. Tesla, for example, has faced difficulties in building a skilled workforce at its gigafactories in Nevada and Texas. The skills required to handle advanced manufacturing processes are often in short supply. Rebuilding a highly skilled manufacturing workforce takes years, thus creating a bottleneck in the reshoring process. Supply chain complexities. The global supply chain is intricate, with suppliers and manufacturers located around the world. Reshoring means rethinking these relationships and establishing new partnerships. For example, Apple depends on specialized components from various countries, including semiconductors from Taiwan and rare earth metals from China. Reshoring to the US would require companies like Apple to either build entirely new supply chains or incentivize existing suppliers to move their operations to the US, both of which are expensive and time-consuming. Regulatory and tax considerations. Finally, companies must navigate the complex regulatory and tax environment in the US. While the US government has introduced some incentives, such as tax breaks and subsidies for companies investing in domestic manufacturing, the regulatory landscape can still be a barrier. Companies such as Nike, for example, have long relied on less stringent labor and environmental regulations and benevolent international trade agreements to reduce costs and minimize tariffs. Reshoring production would expose these companies to new taxes and regulatory hurdles.
Let's chat about the picture and those ideas. Number 1. Describe the picture in as much detail as possible. Are there any abandoned factories where you live? Number 2. What kind of products do you buy that have been imported? Are ones that are local or national? Number 3. Should countries prioritize reshoring manufacturing jobs, even if it means higher prices? Why? Why not? Number 4. Has manufacturing declined in your area over the last decade? Give reasons why it has, or hasn't. Number 5. Is there any industrial activity in your area that you would prefer moved to a different location? If so, why? And here's a quick activity for you. Look around your house for imported articles. Describe them. Could you have bought a local alternative? Thank you for watching. I hope this was useful. Have a great day, a great week, and an absolutely fantastic weekend. Bye!